You have seen an epic movie about the creation of a nuclear bomb. You have seen an epic movie about one of the reasons why it was used. You have seen the series about the most ridiculous case of negligence while using nuclear energy in civil engineering. You have seen an epic movie where Paul Atreides uses the secret atomics to blast a hole in the shield wall that protects the city of Arrakeen. Well, this one is completely out of the line, but you got the point. What I have for you is an epic movie based on true events and well worth your attention. It is not exactly about the nuclear bomb, it's about the effect of one of the derivatives of nuclear fuel when mismanaged: radiation. I'm going to share details about the story and characters, so there will be spoilers. If you would prefer to find out what happened by yourself, it is available at darkroom.film with over 1,000 other wonderful shows and movies. I'll drop the link in the description. Here we go. Guardians of the Formula is a masterful blend of historical drama and medical thriller, directed by the talented Dragan Bjelogrlić. Set against the backdrop of the Cold War, this 2024 film recounts the gripping true story of a group of Yugoslavian scientists who face an unprecedented medical crisis after a catastrophic radiation exposure. The movie opens with a group of scientists secretly arriving in France to receive treatment after a chilling incident at the Vinca Nuclear Institute in Yugoslavia. Brilliant and dedicated Dr. George Mathey, who works in this field, is summoned to treat a case of what is barely known to the world at that moment: radiation sickness. Allow me to share a few things about that period that will help you to understand the dramatical underbelly of the events better. The year is 1958, and the Cold War is at its height. The concept of the Cold War, as you may know, is when superpowers of the world are trying to negotiate the fragile peace while simultaneously threatening each other with advanced weaponry.
In short, our hopes for an end to nuclear tests, for an end to the spread of nuclear weapons, and for some slowing down of the arms race have been struck a serious blow.
Yugoslavia was one of the communist states in the Soviet sphere of influence. Even though it broke off in 1948, Yugoslavia's economy was closely linked to trade relations with the Soviet Union. Meanwhile, nuclear reaction becomes widely used worldwide as a source of clean, stable energy to easily match constantly growing demands and power the whole cities from a single facility. But it is also used in the most destructive bombs to exist. So when it comes to such sensitive matter like relations between representatives of Communist East Yugoslavia and capitalist West France, the scenario of top nuclear scientists going anywhere at all is impossible without being lobbied from the highest levels of government hierarchy. And this is how the movie takes off. Just the fact of this complex situation occurring already raises a huge moral, emotional and ethical dilemma for its participants on each side. On one hand, the French doctor suspects that scientists worked on something bigger than the city power plant and can potentially turn out as Oppenheimers of the communist regime who build an atomic bomb for the enemy. On the other hand, they are human beings and his patients, whose life depends on his professionalism and expertise. At the same time, Professor Dragoslav Popovic, the leader of the Yugoslavs whose main interest is recovery of his wards, questions the doctor's intentions, considering that at the end of the day the doctor is using them as laboratory rats to test experimental, potentially deadly treatments. The tension between Popovich's determination to save his colleagues and Dr. Matei's relentless pursuit of medical innovation creates a compelling dynamic that drives the narrative forward. Bela Grilich's direction shines through in his ability to balance the film's technical details with the deeply personal struggles of its characters. The meticulous depiction of medical procedures and the ethical quandaries they pose adds a layer of authenticity and gravitas to the story. The film's pacing is expertly managed, gradually building suspense and emotional investment without ever feeling rushed or drawn out. Visually, Guardians of the Formula is a treat. The cinematography delivers the contrast between the stark and sterile environment of the laboratories and the warmth and humanity of the characters' personal moments. The other intriguing aspect of the film is its exploration of the ethical implications of medical experimentation. The film doesn't shy away from the moral gray areas, presenting a nuanced perspective on the lengths to which scientists must go to push the boundaries of medical knowledge. Dr. Matei's character is a vivid representation of such a deeply disturbing dilemma, whose morals and spirit are tested even more when further acquaintance with the leader of Yugoslavs, Professor Popovich, eventually begins to reveal nuclear physicists' dark secrets. In conclusion, Guardians of the Formula is a powerful, thought-provoking picture that brings to the spotlight the conflict of interests between human kindness and the harsh political influence of the world in the state of the Cold War. So, if historically relevant thriller set in the hospital scene is your cup of tea, it's available at darkroom.film. Enjoy, have fun, and I'll see you later.
Je sais bien que tu l'adores, Bambino, Bambino, et qu'elle a de jolis yeux, Bambino, Bambino, mais tu es trop jeune encore, Bambino, Bambino, pour jouer les amoureux, Bambino, Bambino, avec tes cheveux si blonds, Bambino, Bambino, tu as l'air d'un chérubin, Bambino, Bambino.